So let's come back to this discussion. Maya, I'll come back to you on a little bit of analysis of how we eat in Sierra Leone. Does it predispose us to sicknesses or not? But Mr. Brian, I would like us to talk more about that sedentary life that you said is very harmful to our health. So many, like many times you hear people saying that sedentarity is related to, diabetes, high blood pressure, even cancer. What's the reality of it, and also how can we utilize nutrition and the practice of sports to just maybe avoid those or even reverse the tendency, the sickness that already exists?
Very, very important question. I think I touched a little bit on this before.
Yeah.
That especially remaining in a seated position for long periods of time. A lot of people work in offices, they're sitting at the desk, their legs are folded up, they don't have circulation of their blood. It is this blood circulation and it is this oxygen that burns up all the sugar and also takes away, if you like, the exhaust fumes from the cells. It is when this exhausts, the toxins cannot be carried away from the cells, that the cells start to malfunction, and one of the possible outcomes is cancer. So having the ability to refresh your blood, circulate the blood, carry out those toxins has been proven to be one of the best ways of avoiding cancer. You can understand how very easily it burns up your sugar to bring it down to avoid diabetes. And a lot of people use as a strategy to walk, which is great. Walking is an aerobic activity. It will burn up the sugar while you're walking. However, if you do anaerobic activity, that is exercises to increase muscle mass, to develop testosterone, I'm going to come back to this testosterone, what you will do is develop more muscles, and those muscles will require more energy just to survive. So you will be burning up the sugar, whether you're exercising, whether you're sleeping, whether you're eating, whatever you're doing, those muscles are going to require more energy and burn up more sugar. So just transitioning your body to leaner body mass, developing more muscle, is going to help you burn up sugar and help you stay away from diabetes. It is a far more effective strategy than trying to burn up the sugar directly by an aerobic activity.
So when you were practicing sports very regularly, even when you were sleeping, you're still burning fat, and your muscles are still working while you even not exercising.
Fat is a store for energy. Muscle requires energy just to survive. So if you build muscle, at all points in time, that muscle is going to require energy to survive. It is going to be burning up sugar and fat just to stay. So it is a more effective way of controlling your blood sugar than just engaging in aerobic exercise. So this is why I say you have to find out what works for you, what your condition is, and then work towards that.
Great. I hope it's as clear to you that it is to me, because I'm trying now to, I'm starting to understand it better. Because before, everything was mixed up, not only the terminology, but then, the hormones and everything. But it starts now, being clear than before. Thank you so much for that. Can you just please add the nutrition part of it? Like, how can nutrition itself get us away from those diseases? You've covered so much of it, but when you were talking about um, what was it? The antioxidants. We need to know exactly what are the antioxidants we have here, and also can you just have that analysis of what we are eating here and how it can get sicknesses away from us, or how does it contribute to us being a sick population?
First of all, if we want to talk in general about antioxidant food in Sierra Leone, they are found in greens, like sawa. Let me just say it in the local way, sawa. In the they have another cassava leaf, potato leaf, but not to cook it all the time with the palm oil. It's preferably to eat it have it with coconut oil, because coconut oil has so many benefits. It's high in collagen for the skin, which because it's high in vitamin E, which is one. Number two, it has the good cholesterol, coconut oil, while as the palm oil increases the bad cholesterol. We have also local greens in the markets, which is called basil. It is fine in the markets, and no one knows the name of it.
Parsley?
No, basil.
What's the local name? I think parsley?
Not parsley. Parsley also.
No, parsley. Parsley.
Okay.
Patsmenji.
Yes.
Patsmenji. That's
Also, we have this lettuce, of course. You have spinach. You have they're fine in the market. Really, they are available in the market. You have this leaf onions. All these are antioxidant products. Yes. And you also have, which is very weird for you. You won't know the benefit of it, but yes, arata ace, if you know it. That's in the local language.
Yeah.
It's like a circle leaf that is very high in antioxidant, and it's very good for cancer patients because it kills the cells of cancer. It's available here in Freetown. That is for the greens. Also, let's talk a little bit about the fruits that are available in Freetown, that is very good. You have the passion fruits. We have a lot of passion fruits here. These are detox for the body. It cleans your organs. It cleans your organs from all toxin. It activates the function of kidney better. It cleans your urine system, passion fruits. It's high in vitamin C, high in vitamin E, high in vitamin D, and also it's very high in minerals like what do we call it? For the presence of other bacteria, it kills the bacteria and viruses, the minerals that this has. And also let's talk about banana, high in magnesium, high in potassium. As Dr. Brian said, your cortisol level has to do with your level of hormones. Eating one banana a day, even if you are a diabetic patient, you are entitled to one banana a day, but not that big banana, the small one. It reduces your sugar level, yes, by increasing your energy level, because as Dr. Brian said, we are not designed to be seated. Diabetic patients should be taking sugar, but only for fruit and certain fruits. They are not allowed to take watermelon, though watermelon is very benefits for weight loss, but it's not good for diabetic patients. Banana instead is good for diabetic patients. Diabetic patient cannot take pineapple at all due to the increase of fructose and sucrose level, which are the two sugar levels that increases the sugar level in the pancreas and increases the insulin level. Also, you can have plum, which is good for diabetic patients. You know, the local plum that we are eating.
The yellow one.
Yes, the yellow one. Also, we can have guava, but it's not the season now. Orange, not the juice. The whole orange you can have it because it increases. It's very good in fiber, very high in fiber. What is fiber? Fiber is something that increases your digestive system, helps people that suffer from constipation to be unconstipated due to the increase of digestion. It helps with your digestive system. Okay, and it's very good for diabetic patients because it is known that everyone that is suffering from diabetes has very low digestion system, doesn't digest food well. So it's very good that they have fiber. Fiber from beans because they're high in protein. All diabetic patients should be taking more protein than carbohydrates. They only take carbohydrates from, as I said, complex carbohydrate, not simple carbohydrate. Simple carbohydrate like white rice. What do they do here apart from white rice here in the country? Gari, yes, that is also white. Bread, the bread. You're not supposed to take those bread. You should take the brown bread, and the brown bread can be made by oats flour, and oats flour it's available in the market here. People are aware of it. Instead of the white flour, you can go for oats flour. You can make your bread from oats because oats is also high in antioxidants, high in fiber, very good for diabetic patients. You know the kuka oats that you can have. Instead of having it with high fat milk, you can have it with low fat milk. Low fat milk is also fine in the market.
Okay, thank you so much, Maya. I just wanted to ask because
Yes.
come back to you.
There are so
And
many
the
things I
gari,
can
you
talk
talked about gari,
yes.
but then cassava.
Cassava
Cassava
can
is
be taken.
still
No, for diabetic patients,
no, not
it's very
that,
harmful.
but for people who are
Of course,
no, it's very healthy. For them to
it's a refined carbohydrates, but it's very good because it gives you energy. It regulates your blood sugar for normal people, but for diabetic patients, it's out of question.
Thank you so much. Why you like that?
I just wanted to add a couple of things
Yes.
that may have just escaped your mind.
Yes.
Sawashap,
Soursop.
one of the
And
most
there's so many things I
yes,
don't remember.
they're one of the most powerful anti-cancer agents, and part of the reason why Sawashap is so unavailable on the market right now. If you look, you don't see much of it around.
Yes.
A lot of it is being exported.
If you see it, it's
Yes.
super
It's
expensive.
Yes, that's
super-
what I'm saying, doctor.
The reason is that it is being exported because
Yes.
they have discovered that it is very, very powerful as an anti-cancer
And
agent.
anti-cancer.
You
And
spoke
moringa
about-
also.
Moringa also.
is getting scared in the markets.
Right. You also spoke about guava,
Guava,
but the red guava,
red guava, exactly,
Not the white.
not the white.
and you find out that the red guava is also getting very scarce now.
Scared now. Yeah.
Now, red guava, you know, my own guide to nutrition is pretty simple. Look at the colors, try and achieve some balance in your colors. Make sure you have some green, a little bit of white, some orange or red in your plates, and a little bit of protein. And make sure that in all of your meals, you are color balanced.
So it's true when they say eat the colors of the rainbow.
Eat the colors of the rainbow. The thing that we lack the most of in our diet is probably the orange stroke red. And that is a critical factor, especially for men, in prostate cancer, in controlling prostate cancer. And that's why the red guava is better than the white. So we are what we eat, and we are how we exercise.
I just want to add something to what you said. It just came to my mind. And it's very important for all of you to know that. As he just said, your plate has to be colorful. What does it mean that your plate has to be colorful? You have to have protein on your plates. On each meal, you should be having protein. You should be having fat. You should be having carbohydrates. You should be having fruits on that plate. All of them in the 3 meals. How? When you take example your breakfast in the morning to make it more simple for you, as we said, because you won't know what does it mean to be colorful.
Summarize since we have 2 more questions.
Okay. Sorry. You take your breakfast. Let's say egg in the morning, which is a protein. Also you have to take it with the brown bread. you're taking carbohydrates and you're taking it with it protein. When if you take a orange juice with it, or one orange, then you are taking a color here, which is the orange. So in each meal, you should be taking your fruits, which is sugar, and it's has a complex carbs. You're taking healthy protein. You're taking also your carbohydrates to give you energy to continue till your lunchtime.
Thank you so much. We have enough information for us to take our lifestyles and our health in our hands, and just be very responsible about
There are
it,
so
because
many
we
things
have
we cannot just talk of them with them, just all of them now because of the time.
That's true. So I just wanted, Mr. Brian, very shortly that you explore a little bit the relationship between, or the importance of self-care regarding all what we have talked about, and entrepreneurship. How difficult entrepreneurship is. You already have talked about it, and then how self-care can support that great journey that people try to have.
The entrepreneur is the most susceptible to these problems. Number one, because he's constantly on, he or she, my apologies, is constantly under stress, trying to make sure that his or her business is functioning. But the entrepreneur by default believes that he is the boss because he can handle stress better than everybody else around him, not knowing that inside that stress is taking a toll on the health. And if you are not useful to yourself, you cannot be useful to your employees. And this is why I said the entrepreneur is the most susceptible to stress problems. And you have to take time out to de-stress. And de-stress from several different levels. Number one, the exercise. Number two, rest. But number three, mentally unhooking from what causes you stress. For some people, it is listening to music. And there's a whole field of study called chimerics about how music actually can reprogram the DNA of human beings. For some people, it's being with their children. For some people, it's having, having a nice dinner. Whatever it is that you can turn off, exhale, leave your business alone. It is absolutely critical to once again find out what works for you and do that. Otherwise, it affects entrepreneurs doubly, at a double rate from what it affects other people, because of the two factors I mentioned.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brian. I have to admit that I chose this topic for my own well-being. Because all what she's talking about is something that I'm struggling with every single day. How to let go, how to have downtime, and how to just take care of your own self, and just take care of the stress that you being exposed to every single day.
I want to add one more thing. Hydration. This is drinking enough water for your blood to be able to flow better, for your oxygen levels, but very importantly, for all of what we call the plumbing. Now, the research shows that 60% of both men and women by the age of 40 have started having plumbing issues. This is a very sensitive topic. People do not like to talk about it, but it is very important Childbirth in women takes its toll, and it leaves women with a lot of issues. Menopause in women takes its toll. As your estrogen levels fall, it thins the wall of the uterus, but it also thins the wall of the bladder that is just beneath, and your ability to withhold gets a bit more difficult. In men, it is the prostate. Your prostate is going to be, it's something that the bladder sits on. It is going to grow. And as it grows, it reduces the bladder's ability to hold urine. And because of this, we naturally drink less water so that we don't wake up to go to the toilet at night. And because we drink less water, we flush our kidneys less. And because we flush our kidneys less, we become more susceptible to kidney, urinary tract infections.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we keep drinking, even if it's a little uncomfortable at night.
Thank you
And
so
it's
much.
also important
Thank you
to
so
lose
much.
weight.
Yes. We have one last question that we cannot but tackle, because it's about SoulSet, or positive SoulSet. Because what I have seen is people who are super fit, who always take care of their body, who eat well and healthy, who exercise every time. But then, I think, to me, the soul is empty. It's just a very beautifully shaped person. But then you were talking about spirituality and all. The person is, at the end of the day, empty and not even useful to the society. So, attributes like gratitude, like giving back to society, empathy and all, is something that is not at all explored in our societies. So would you please just dive a little bit into that and share with the viewers about the importance of a positive SoulSet for our wholeness?
One of the things that I try to do with people is to blend in martial arts into their sports life. Now, martial arts balances the left and right side of the body, and thus balances the left and right side of your brain. But it draws on a spiritual aspect to bring body and mind together. You cannot practice karate, for example, which is my discipline, if you do not use your spirit to bring your mind into the place where your body is. And in my business at Physio Fitness, we work a lot with kids that are hyperactive, and through karate, we enable them to focus, and it translates immediately into their schoolwork. So, coming back to the question as to how important the aspect of spirituality, respect for not just your friends, but your opponents is in bringing your life together and making it more complete. If we cannot do that, we will always be out of balance. Whether it is, as we do in karate, the short bow to your opponent to make sure that you acknowledge their being and acknowledge that they are on the same level as you, to something even bigger, there is acknowledgement that there needs to be humility in everything you do, and you need to recognize everybody else and balance yourself internally and externally with everything and everybody that is around you.
So beautifully said. Thank you so much. Would you like to add something?
Well, I have another point of view, totally.
Oh.
Apart from what he's saying, that's martial
Arts.
arts. I believe that for you to get a positive spiritual soul, it has to do with the environment that you are in. Environment, say the family that you came out from. The level of stress that you're going through during the day. And how do you manage to see things in life? You can be a very positive person and you see things positively. Then its impact on you to be a positive effect on your spiritual soul. And you can be a negative person. You give negative vibes to other people, then that negative vibes makes you get more stressed. Then even if you're going to do sports, that negative thinking can lead you to something even worse. So it's very important to live in a non-toxic environment, in a non-toxic, to stay away from toxic people, from people that gives you negative vibes in your life. Because our children, if they grow in a toxic environment, they will harm the society in the future. They will become a dangerous and violent people. So it comes from the home, from the family, from the people who you grow up with, and with the history of who you are, and how psychologically you do affect others with the way you behave with others. So it all has to do with relationship and communication skills. Positivity comes from you loving yourself, then you'll be able to give positive vibes to others.
Thank you
Then
so
you'll
much.
be
That's
having a very
super
important
relevant.
spiritual spirits when you are loving yourself first.
That's super correct. And I do think it's not opposed at all with what Brian was sharing, because when you have that disciple who's going through martial arts, that's exactly where you want them to be, That's exactly what you want to build in them.
What he's saying is very important. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
But some people have some environmental and conditions.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm saying as somebody who studied psychology for 2 years, and I have so many people that come to me suffering from that. They're doing everything that Dr. Brian is saying, but yet they have suffering from other conditions, which has to do with their lifestyle and the environments they are really living toxic relations, toxic environments that can lead them to suicide sometimes. It can lead them to binge eating disorder, emotional eating. There are so many things that can happen.
Yes, that's so true. Thank you so much. I think the time we had for the discussions is over. I'm giving the floor to the MCs, please, for the question and answer session.
My question is from Mr. Brian. What's your advice for women that are in the age of giving birth and performing daily exercises as well?
Hello, thank you very much. From Maya, I want to ask you, what is your perception of balancing of keto diets? And Mr. Brian, how often should a 35-year-old lady exercise?
This is going for Miss Maya. I'll say, are there certain ages at which the body metabolism slows down?
Good afternoon. I said for people with nervous system, is it okay for them to do sports like people who love all the time? And also, what if I breathe more than I exercise? Like if I do exercise, but my breathing is more heavier than the way I exercise. Like you breathe a lot, you gasp a lot.
Okay, as I was telling you that, make sure that if you're not an asthma patient or you don't have tight breathing you're suffering from, make sure that you have your water with you all the time to have your oxygen level keep pumping while you're exercising. Because when you're exercising, automatically your oxygen level goes down because you are using energy for you to be able to sustain and continue to do the exercise. So make sure that you take your water, that is one. And before going to the gym, make sure that you take your pre-workout workout snack. Your pre-workout snack has to be high in carbohydrates and low in protein, because carbohydrate gives you energy for you to be able to exercise the specific time that you have gone for, at least 1 hour, and make sure that you have your bottle of water always with you. So for your blood circulation to be circulating enough while you are exercising, you should be taking water. Okay?
I'm happy. I'm very happy to see that all the people asking questions are women. What happened to the guys? So the first question: exercise for women at birth age. This I guess would differ slightly pre and post, but generally what women are more concerned with, especially post-natal, after giving birth, are pelvic floor exercises. Because as I said, the birthing process takes its toll. And so being able to regain control of all of the pelvic muscles would be something that is of critical importance to any woman after birth. Before birth, less pelvic floor exercises, then it would be just maintaining some oxygen carrying capacity. Just gentle walking, not much, just gentle walking to make sure that you have proper circulation going. How often should a 35-year-old exercise? There's no one recipe for all. It depends on how much you are used to exercising. It depends on what sort of exercise you like doing, what sort of exercise your body responds to. There are a whole range of things that can be used to respond to this question. So a 35-year-old can be extremely intense in the exercise program. You're probably at 35, for a woman, you're probably going to be at the peak of where you can be between 28 and 35. You're at the peak of where you can be for your strength and your aerobic capacity. So you can be exercising as hard as any Olympic athletes.
If you were used to it before.
If you were used to it before. But between the age of 28 and 35, you're probably about that. Your body is probably at its peak of being able to take physical stress. So you can do anything if you've worked up to it before. Now, I'm not quite sure I understand the question of nerve all the time. You need an examination first to know why that is happening. You need to consult the doctor first to know why that is happening. Whether it is actually a nervous system problem, a circulatory problem, just a weakness problem, and from there we'll be able to determine what you can do or what you can't do. Breathe more than exercise. Yes, there's water. Yes, there's a lot of different things. But if you are generally unfit, whenever you start to exercise, you'll feel like you're out of breath. And as you continue exercising your exercise program and you're walked gently through increasing your exercise program, that will get better.
Yes. Someone asked about what do I think about the keto diet perception.
Mike.
Yeah. It's not working.
That one.
Yes, someone asked me what do I think about keto diet perception. Well, keto diet is not good for everyone. It's for specific people. For people that has problem with like blood pressure, people that have problem with triglycerine, cholesterol, and people that want to lose weight, they go for keto diet because it is high protein diet and it's a low carbohydrate diet. So it's not meant for everyone. It depends what you are looking for and what is the target that you want. And if you're suffering from the certain diseases that I just mentioned. So each and every body type depends on your situation and your condition. We have keto diet, we have vegan diet, we have paleo diet, we have general motor diets, and each of these diets all depends on your situation. And for the second question, is there any certain age that metabolism is slow? Yes, definitely there is. After 25, as Dr. Brian mentioned, your metabolism gradually decreases a year. Yes, but as we said also earlier, that it happens every year that it too decreases as you get aged. But with certain food and certain lifestyle, maintaining your lifestyle by having antioxidant food, which are green foods, food that are high in fiber, high in protein, low in refined carbohydrate, exercising, reducing your stress level, which is the cortisol level, increasing your testosterone to always be happy by listening to music, by dancing, by being surrounded by beautiful people, people that lack problems and toxic people, people that have mental problems, makes your metabolism help you to be able to be looking younger and prettier. And yes, genetic hair, you can fight genetic hair because some people have problems with metabolic, depends on their family roots. But if you follow the strategy that we just said, yes, your metabolism would be aged that much. If you do really follow what we were saying.
Thank you so much, Maya. Thank you so much, Brian, for this wealth of knowledge, and the information you shared with us that we appreciate so much. What I'm gonna go home with is we are what we eat and we are how we exercise. And regarding entrepreneurs, he said it so beautifully. You cannot help people if you don't help yourself. You cannot take care of people, lead them if you don't have that edge, if you don't have that help, because it's what helps you, operate at a certain level. I also appreciated the unhooking, just like having downtime and stopping from that very hectic way of life and taking care of the self is absolutely important. Another thing that I learned also is everything is interrelated when it comes to your health. Your intake of water, and food, the number of time you exercise, but also your health conditions. So it's not how would I say, like one recipe that fits everybody. So we need to find out,
And the way you think also.
Yeah, and then that's absolutely very true. The
way you
mindset
think,
you
the
have, the
mindset.
soul set you have. So it's absolutely true when it is said that it's the proper mindset associated with the calibrated health set and the loving heart set, plus a very positive soul set that helps all of us, achieve that epic life that we are all aspiring to. So that's with those words that we would like to conclude today and wish all of you guys a very nice afternoon. So see you next month for another edition of the Ignition Hour, second Saturday of the month, and same venue.